The snow fell silently on Havenwood, Maine. It was a town frozen in time, a place where secrets whispered on the wind. Perched atop Widow's Hill sat a Victorian mansion. Locals called it Blackwood Manor. The house stood empty, a skeletal silhouette against the bleak winter sky. It was a place of shadows and whispers, its darkness hiding a tragic past. The townsfolk spoke of the midnight lullaby, a haunting melody that drifted from its empty halls on nights when the moon refused to shine. The old house was a chilling spectacle. Its windows, like vacant eyes, stared out at the town below. Some were boarded up, others shattered. They offered glimpses into the dusty and decaying interior. The paint peeled from the walls like scabs, revealing the rotting wood beneath. The porch sagged precariously, threatening to collapse under the weight of the snow. Clara, a paranormal investigator, pulled up to the wrought iron gates. She had heard the stories. The chilling tales of Blackwood Manor drew her in like a moth to a flame. Her breath plumed out in ghostly wisps, a stark contrast to the frigid air. She stepped out of her car, her boots crunching on the snow-covered driveway. The sound was the only one that dared break the silence. Clara approached the house, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. The old oak door creaked open as if inviting her in. A musty, cold blast of air hit her. It smelled of decay and something else, something unnameable and ancient. With a deep breath, she stepped inside, her eyes struggling to adjust to the darkness. The house was a labyrinth of dark hallways and shadowy rooms. Dust lay thick on every surface, undisturbed for years. Clara wandered through the rooms, her flashlight cutting through the darkness. She felt a presence following her, a coldness that seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. In the parlor, she found a music box. It was nestled amongst the cobwebs on a dusty side table. Intricately carved with angels and harps, it seemed strangely out of place. As she reached for it, she heard a sound, a soft, mournful sigh that seemed to come from the shadows in the corner. She spun around, her heart pounding, but there was nothing there. Just the shadows playing tricks on her, or so she hoped. The grandfather clock in the hall chimed 12 times, each clang resonating through the silent house. And then it began. A soft, sweet melody drifted down from the floor above. The midnight lullaby. Clara's blood ran cold. The music was mournful, filled with an unbearable sadness. It seemed to seep into her very bones. Slowly, Clara ascended the creaking stairs. At the end of the hallway, a shadowy figure flickered in and out of view. It was a woman, dressed in a long, flowing gown. She seemed to float, her feet not quite touching the ground. Her voice, a mournful whisper, reached Clara's ears. "He took them from me," she sobbed. The shadowy figures of children appeared beside her. They reached for Clara, their icy fingers brushing against her skin. Then, just as quickly as it began, it was over. The ghostly figures vanished, leaving Clara in the cold, silent darkness. She ran.